Good Wednesday morning, day after the election. Not only was it too big to rig, I believe it's too big to protest. So I'm gonna go back out on the road this morning, going to Atlanta to pick up a 220s to take to 220-foot containers to take to Kentucky. The loads, those containers are on the board all the time, and I never chase them because they're not paying quite as much as I'd like to get for container work. But today's a new day. We're going to give it a shot, see what we can make out of it, and let's go get rolling. Between Atlanta and Chattanooga, probably a little closer to Chattanooga. I told myself that we weren't going to talk about politics or religion on this channel. Well, it's the day after the religion. It's the day after the election, and I won't talk about it. But I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. I am not talking about it, but I am thrilled that Donald Trump was elected. I think he's exactly what we need, and even if he's not exactly what we need, we definitely needed different than what we had. Hopefully, he can get somebody in the transportation department that will work to hold the FMCSA accountable for their administration of transportation and trucking across the country. So hopefully they could create a situation, or be held accountable for creating a situation where rates are more fairly, and the costs associated with those rates are more fairly distributed across drivers and brokers. Hopefully. And on on the subject of brokers, I've been watching this guy. I don't remember the name of his YouTube channel right now, but he's talking about this 49 CFR 317.3. I don't know exactly what it is, but I have looked it up. I just forgot. I looked it up, and I read it for myself, and apparently there's a law on the books that says once we complete a load with a broker, we are fully within our right to go back to that broker and ask for all the costs associated with that load, to include the money that they were paid, to include the total that the shipper paid to have that load moved, the money that they were paid, and the subsequent cut that the carrier got for it. That sounds great and wonderful, but I'm not sure that I want to be calling brokers that I'm trying, honestly, pretty desperately to develop relationships with, in hopes that they'll realize that I'm out here to take care of their best interest, and hopefully they will they'll reach out to me when they need something taken care of, or, when they need somebody that they know that they can count on. So it's a relationship between us and the broker. So I'm not sure how good or how effective that regulation is, because I'm not sure that I want to be calling my brokers and asking them for that after the fact. If they provide the information, which I'm not sure if they would or not, and if they don't, I don't know what recourse we would have to force their hand on the information. And even if they do give us the information, I would fully suspect that if we called on a load with that broker anymore in the future, we likely would be on we'd be blackballed. They just wouldn't use us anymore. I'm not sure. I mean, I think on the individual broker, the person that you're dealing with, maybe you have a relationship, or have developed a relationship to the point that they wouldn't hold it against you. They would just continue the working relationship. But at the end of the day, everybody's got a boss, except us. We don't have a boss. My boss is me. So nobody's going to tell me whether I can or can't ask for that information. But the brokers that we're dealing with, that we're building relationships with, may be told, if you do ask for that information, their boss may tell them, hey, don't use that guy anymore. I'm not messing with him. I'm not disclosing my records to anybody. And if he's going to ask for it, then somebody else can deal with him. There's too many carriers out here for us to be messing with somebody that's going to do that. So, like I said, it's a good thing that the regulation's there. Whether it actually does us any good or not, I don't know. And what about this Carrier 411? So I watched several YouTube channels, and apparently this Carrier 411 is a online, organization that tracks and monitors the quality of services provided by us carriers. And a broker, if we make them mad for any reason, can go on there and put a freight guard on us, and the freight guard can keep us from getting loads from all brokers. It could basically put us out of business. So we have to be pretty cautious about how we're going to handle this. Any situation. You don't want to get sideways with a broker under any circumstances, because as I understand it, there's nothing stopping them from putting the freight guard in against us. And once that freight guard goes in and it's been on there for 72 hours, we can't even refute it. It's on there permanently. I've seen Mother Trucker, he talked to an attorney about it, and the attorney said, yeah, there's nothing you can do. And I'm like, man, it seems unconstitutional to me that somebody can rightfully or wrongfully, of their own opinion, put out information that can literally and legitimately put us completely out of business and create a situation where we can't make any money and we can't even defend ourselves. I mean, the 72 hours isn't much time. Maybe the freight guard goes up on Friday. You're doing a weekend reset. That's 48 hours over the weekend, and let's say you're on vacation. Maybe the freight guard has been up for 72 hours before you even knew that it had happened. It could be etched in stone and a permanent fixture to the World Wide Web and a permanent black mark on your record and on your company's record, and there's nothing you can do about it. There has to be a way that we can defend ourselves, either against this process to begin with, or I don't know if it's unconstitutional or not. It seems that we should have the right to at least defend ourselves. Anyway, no politics, no religion. Go Trump. We need to fight. We need to fight for our rights as truckers, as carriers. And I don't know what that looks like. What do you guys think? What can we do about the Carrier 411? Is there anything we can do to stop that process before it puts people out of business? And on the 49 CFR, are you going to ask your brokers for a copy of that? Maybe the answer is yeah. We just ask them every one for a copy of the money, the finances that changed hands with that, and if we get blackballed or we don't get any future work with that company, I would say that we probably need to clearly establish that we didn't have any prior issues with that company and they didn't have any prior issues with us, and that if they go after us, then we have to protect ourselves. We have to, get a lawyer, do whatever we can do. But at some point, we have to protect ourselves. We have to stand up for ourselves and our rights and the well-being of our companies. Anyway, drop your comments down below. Let me know what you think about any of these topics. I'm looking at the windshield for another 3 hours, and just thought I would throw that stuff out there and see what y'all thought. So let me know. Thanks. Okay. End of the day. I am in somewhere in Kentucky. Close to Gray, Kentucky. I'm about an hour away from the drop. I'm going to go in here to this Pilot has a Wendy's in it. I'm going to go in here and get a burger, fries, get back to the truck and maybe work on some videos and get a good night's sleep. Make the drop off in the morning at 8. I have got a haul back to Lawrenceville, Georgia, which will let me go home tomorrow night. I'll spend the night at the house tomorrow night and get up Friday morning, run over to Atlanta, drop that load off and try to find something coming back to Birmingham or thereabout to finish the week off. And that sounds like a plan, doesn't it? Probably won't happen like that, but we're gonna give it a shot. Right now, we're gonna give Wendy's a shot. Y'all have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.